Come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, February 9th, 2015. And the roll will show that all members are present. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report. Number 5, mayor's report. 6A, clerk's report. 6B, treasurer's report. 7, public comment. 8, unfinished business. 9, new business. 10, communication. 11 is warrant 15-03, and number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Makowski, for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda accepted.
2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular council meeting held February 2nd, 2015.
So moved for February the 2nd, 2015.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held February 2nd, 2015. Mr. Wadsworth? Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
And there are no special meeting minutes for approvals. There are no petitioners on the agenda. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There's no special meetings tonight. But what I'd like to do is bring up two outstanding students from the National Honor Society. Please step up to the podium. This is part of Ms. Abdu, Council Lady Abdu's group.
Hi, my name is
We can't see you.
See you.
We can't see
Please
you.
put it to the left, up to your right, yeah.
Yeah, that was better.
On the chair, maybe?
Or you can sit up on the chair, sir.
See if you can.
Please tell
Poor
them.
Chase.
Go up there.
Yeah, put it in front of Mayor Lambert.
You're bad.
Okay. Well, hi, my name is Brooke.
I'm Chase.
We're members of NHS. As you may know, we are very active throughout the community, and this year we adopted the Chad Tough campaign as our cause. Chad Carr is a 4-year-old child who is diagnosed with an inoperable brain cancer. This campaign specifically means a lot to us because he's a part of the Romulus family. Miss Carr, who was a loved and respected teacher throughout our community, this is her nephew. So we adopted this cause to bring awareness and donations to the pediatric cancer research.
So, one fact is cancer is the number one killer of children today. Sorry. Cancer is the number one killer of children today. And through his chemo treatments, the tumor size reduced to 10% its original size. So he was eligible for an experimental treatment, which was over in New York, and he's undergone that. That was like a month ago or so, and they find out the results for that tomorrow. And so we can raise more money for him. We're hosting a bowling fundraiser at Romulus Lanes. That will be Sunday, March 1st at 3:30 p.m. Tickets are $20, and you get bowling, pizza, and they also have baskets to like raffle off. And if you don't want to bowl, donations are accepted.
We are asking for you guys' help to help support our cause by attending our bowling fundraiser, and if you don't want to bowl, like Chase said, donations. And thank you for your time, and we appreciate it.
Okay. Could you, what date is that bowling again?
It's Sunday, March 1st.
March 1st. Okay, great, thank you. Any questions?
I just wanted to say to Brooke and Chase, a job well done. You guys work really hard, and this is a great cause, and really appreciate you coming out and asking for support. It's really sad when you have a young boy going through something like this in his family, but you guys are doing an excellent job, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Abdo?
And I also want to give credit to Alexis Page, did our show board there, and she took a lot of time, did a lot of research, went online and pulled all the information out so we could advertise at school. One of the things also that, I don't know if we mentioned, our kids have been fundraising since the beginning of September. We sold the prayer bands, Chad Tough Pray for a Miracle, and the kids raised over $900 that went directly for pediatric research at University of Michigan.
Great.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Mr. Bart, if I may ask?
Yes, Ms. McCall.
Who can we call to get tickets? I mean, I know I can find Miss Abdo, but for the rest of the audience?
Yeah.
Miss Abdo, still.
Or any NHS
Yeah,
member,
or
or
any-
call the high school.
Call the high
They'll just refer you to me anyway.
Okay.
We're at the bowling alley that day, I'm sure.
Or Ms. Page, she was.
I was just going to say I have tickets too.
Yeah. Yeah, Ms. Choate.
Where will this fundraiser be held? Where will we bowl?
Romulus Lanes.
Romulus Lanes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
If there's no more questions, we have, I just want to remind everyone, there's a soul food dinner tomorrow at the Romulus High School at 6 p.m. There's plenty of good food, so please try to attend. I'm going to read a few of these things. It's a funny thing that I get some calls, they say, I'm glad you're reading the hazardous waste locations and things. I'm not going to read a lot today, but I'm just going to mention a few of them, and then I'm going to give what the locations and the phone numbers that you can reach. First of all, it's sponsored by Wayne County Department of Public Services, and that phone number is area code 734-326-3936. 734-326-3936. And it's Saturday, April the 4th, 2015, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at the Romulus Civic Center, 11111 Wayne Road. And that's at Garda, just south I-94 Wayne Road exit. There's plenty of items that are acceptable, and you have to be a Wayne County resident to bring your articles here. And some of them is household paint, stains, floor wax, furniture polish, bathroom cleaners, pharmaceutical waste, nail polish, lawn and garden chemicals, antifreeze, motor oil, batteries, etc. If you have any other questions, you can reach that number that I just gave out. With that, that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Milkowski, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Milkowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, deputy clerk, and general public. The NHS kids, I know they kind of took off out of here, but kudos to them, Miss Abdo and Miss Page. Good group of kids. You know, I've said before, those are kind of our future leaders. You know, they're not just involved in fundraisers, but they're volunteering time. They're everywhere. So great group of kids and good encouragement. Good to see them out and about tonight. Since the upcoming next holiday is President's Day, I brought a quote from Abraham Lincoln, goes as this: "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power." So very true. As we all know, being elected, huge responsibility, and because of President's Day, we will, city offices will not be open, but keep that in mind. A couple things, a request of council. One, I did want to yield the floor to Councilman Wadsworth for memorial resolution, please.
Thank you, Mayor. If I could, and I'll expand on, I like a memorial resolution for John Leslie Maidnack.
Support.
If I could expand on my friend John, I first met John back in 1969 when he was a bus transportation supervisor, and I was a young deputy working for the sheriff's department. We spent many days drinking coffee and talking about a lot of things in life. John worked for the fire department for years. John was born and raised in Romulus. John, back in 1968 or 69, when Metro Airport expanded, he was forced to leave his house on the southwest part of the city, and he built over here on St. Aloysius. During the last probably, say, 45 years that John was my friend, I enjoyed good times. I enjoyed some very difficult times with him, especially back in about 1973 when he lost a young son who was killed by a very stupid accident. I knew John's family quite well. I knew Scott, I knew Linda, I knew Lori, I knew Johnny. John had a very difficult time the last 10 months of his life, and last Wednesday night the Lord reached down and took John to be with his wife, who had passed away 15 years earlier. We could be here all night and talk about this man, but the bottom line to me, John was my friend, and he was a very good man. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yes,
could,
Mr.
under
Mayor.
communicate, or under discussion for Haydenack family, you know, as Mr. Wadsworth said, I grew up at Haydenack Farm. I grew up on Grant Road, which, when it existed, before it continued through the airport.
Cows.
Right down, yeah, for Haydenack's cows, but great man. You know, he was very dedicated. He ran the transportation for years for the schools. Great family here in our town. Scott, who works at DPW, you've heard Scott's name. He was one of our employees of the month. Just continues with a legacy of good work in our community. Also, I wanted to thank the firefighters. They had their honor guard out in recognition of Mr. Haydenack because he had been a firefighter, and you know, they dedicate their time. They come out and they do that, and it was first class. So I just wanted to say thank you very much to the firefighters for showing their support and love for the Haydenack family, and just keep the family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Abdo, for memorial resolution for Mr. John Haydenack. Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Council. Want to read a communication received. You know, we had obviously a record snowstorm, and I want to give a big shout out to all our employees, the DPW, police, fire, everybody that had to deal with the record 17 inches of snow that we had. You know, all said and done, I think we did a great job serving our public, getting roads open, supporting our schools and local businesses. But it was nice to hear. I got a letter unsolicited through the mail today, and I just wanted to share you this one. It says, Mayor Burcroft, I'd like to you to recognize your DPW employees who remove snow on the following roads: Beverly, Ball, Hyde Park, Central, Lorraine, and Cordell. Despite the 16-plus inches of snowfall, they did a wonderful job. I deliver mail on that above street route. I anticipated a difficult day. That was not easy. That was not the case. I was very impressed with the job. It was very well done. I can thank them. I can't thank them enough for making my job able to be done. Thanks again. And that was Jeannie Utzi, who is a Romulus letter carrier. So good to hear you. I mean, you know, a lot of times we hear the other side of things, but you know, the mail got delivered, people got through, and a lot of hard work, and a lot of hours of overtime and salt as well too. So thank you to all those. Significant date, just wanted to give a shout out. Sylvia, happy birthday coming up on the 14th, 29th. We mentioned the President's Day. That's kind of my communication for the report. I do have a few items of action tonight before you. And the first one up is 5A, and what you have before you is just a bid award there's two action items. This is bid award 14/15-07. It's a 48-month lease for a mail machine and also an action asking to basically dispose of the old equipment. So there's two action items required, please.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I'd like to make a resolution that we authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the 48-month lease with Mail Finance Incorporated for the NeoPost N700 digital mail machine and a NeoPost DS35 folder inserter machine at a cost of $307.55 per month for months 1 through 12, and $453.03 per month for months 13 through months 48, pending final approval of the contract language by City Attorney.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Cho, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a 48-month lease with Mail Finance Incorporated for a NeoPost N700 digital mail machine and a NeoPost DS35 folder inserter machine at a cost of $307.55 per month for the months 1 through 12, and $453.03 per month for months 13 through months 48, pending final approval of the contract language by our city attorney. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And the second item?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
The next one is to authorize the purchasing director to dispose of the current mail machine as salvage under the guidelines of city's disposal of obsolete, worn, and surplus property policy.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Makowski, to authorize the purchasing director to dispose of our current mail machine as salvage under the guidelines of the city disposal of obsolete, worn, or surplus property policy. Any discussion? Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item up is 5B. What you have before you is a request for award bid 14/15-10, and that's the acquisition of 3 motorcycle helmet radio systems for the police department. Lowest bidder, Synergy Wireless Products, the amount $3,811.47, and it's been budgeted out of the 911 capital outlay fund.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for bid award 14/15-10 for 3 motorcycle helmet radio systems for the police department and its the 911 funds.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, to award bid 14/15-10 for the acquisition of 3 motorcycle helmet radio systems for the police department to the lowest bidder, Synergy Wireless Products, in the amount of $3,811.47. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item for action is 5C, and we have a request to award bid 14/15-17, and that's just for a purchase of a 2015 Ford Transit 250 MR van for DPW. Lowest bidder, Jorgensen Ford. The amount's $27,500. Funds are out of the motor vehicle capital outlay.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to award bid 14/15-17 for the purchase of a 2015 Ford Transit 250 MR van for the Department of Public Works to the lowest bidder, Jorgensen Ford Sales Incorporated, in the amount of $27,500. Any discussion? Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up for action is 5D, and that's a request to award bid 14/15-18, and that's for the purchase of a 2015 four-door, four-wheel drive, 1-ton dump truck with accessories. That's for DPW also. Lowest bidder, Red Holman Buick GMC. The amount's $47,032. Funds are out of the motor vehicle capital outlay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Abdo.
I'll make the motion to award bid 14/15-18 for the purchase of one 2015 four-door, four-wheel drive, one-ton dump truck with dump body and accessories for the Department of Public Works to the lowest bidder, Red Holman.
Support.
A motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Makowski, to award bid 14/15-18 for the purchase of one 2015 four-door, four-wheel drive, one-ton dump truck with the dump body and accessories for the Department of Public Works to the lowest bidder, Red Holman Buick GMC, in the amount of $47,032. In discussion. Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up for action is 5E. We have a request to award bid 14/15-19. That's to purchase two zero-radius riding lawnmowers for DPW. Lowest qualified bidder, Weingart's Equipment. The amount $19,358. Funds are available and budgeted out of the motor vehicle capital outlay.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Mr. Kraut, to award bid 14/15-19 for the purchase of two zero-radius riding lawnmowers for the Department of Public Works to the lowest qualified bidder, Weingart Equipment, in the amount of $19,358. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is 5F. What you have is a request to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an attached professional services agreement with OHM for the engineering services for the city of Romulus.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for the mayor and clerk to enter into an agreement for their professional services with Orchard Hill and McLennan for engineering services.
Support.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached professional services agreement with OHM for engineering service for the city of Romulus. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next item up for action is 5G. What you have is a request to concur with the administration, authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a two-year fixed-rate natural gas supplier contract with CenterPoint Energy for the term beginning April 1, 2015 of this year to go through March 31st of 2017.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a two-year fixed-rate natural gas supplier contract with CenterPoint Energy for the term beginning April 1st, 2015 through March 31st, 2017.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Choate, to concur with the administration to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into two-year fixed-rate natural gas supplier contract with CenterPoint Energy for the term beginning April the 1st, 2015 through March 31st, 2017. Any discussion? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, you have before you a study session request for Monday, February 23rd, 2015, at 7:00 PM. This is to discuss city ordinances. Back in January, we had submitted several ordinances as it related to zoning, transient merchants, and it did go up for first reading, but they had to go back to the attorneys. So we wanted to have that study session so we could discuss those changes. So instead of second reading, we'll be bringing it before you again for first reading, because there were some significant changes to all of those ordinances.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a study session request for Monday, February 23rd, 2015, at 7 p.m. to discuss the city ordinance. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we will have our study session.
Thank you. And before I close out my report, as you know, the month of February is Black History Month, and council, you adopted a resolution at the last council meeting just and officially observing at Black History Month in Romulus as a celebration. And one of the things with Black History Month, it's about to bring awareness and to educate the community on the significant contributions of African Americans. And so if you would allow me, just before I close out my report, I think it's appropriate to talk about the history of Black History Month and its originators. So at this time, I just have a little article I would like to read. Americans have recognized Black history annually since 1926, first as Negro History Week and later as Black History Month. What you might not know is that Black history had barely begun to be studied or even documented when the tradition originated. Although Blacks have been in America at least as far back as colonial times, it was not until the 20th century that they gained a respectable presence in history books. We owe the celebration of Black History Month, and more importantly, the study of Black history, to Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Born to parents who were former slaves, he spent his childhood working in the Kentucky coal mines and enrolled in high school at the age of 20. He graduated within 2 years and later went on to earn a PhD from Harvard. The scholar was disturbed to find in his studies that history books largely ignored Black American population, and when Blacks did figure in the picture, it was generally in ways that reflected the inferior social position they were assigned at the time. In 1926, he launched Negro History Week as an incentive to bring national attention to the contributions of Black people throughout American history. Woodson chose the second week of February for Negro History Week because it marks the birthdays of two men who greatly influenced the Black American population, Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. And our mayor had a quote from Abraham Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Very good.
That concludes my report. 6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, and deputy, audience as well. I just want to remind everybody tax day is approaching. Taxes are due on the 17th, and that is due to the 16th being a holiday, as the mayor shared earlier. So we are closed on the 16th, but we are open and collecting taxes on the 17th. So please remember, you can use the drop box, you can mail your payment, and I would say probably get that in the mail pretty soon. Or you can come in and make your payment. So just want to remind everybody of that. We are open till 4 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda that allows the audience the opportunity to address council with your comments and/or concerns for up to 3 minutes. If you did not submit a written request before the meeting, please raise your hand, and after being recognized by the chairperson, approach the podium, state your name and address, and again, please limit your remarks to 3 minutes. And we did not receive any written requests.
Okay. Any comments from the audience? No comments? Okay. Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
Okay. Number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business.
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
If I could, I'd like to tell the public that on Saturday, February the 28th, is the dog and cats shots over at the shelter. Our friend will be there, our vet, Dr., his name is Herman, and Robin from Puff and Fluff will be there, and Sue from Cruise and Clippers, and Chris from Brits. And you can get your dogs toenails cut for $5, and the prices on these shots are less than the other vets that are in the area. And at the end of the day, Dr. John, again, will make a donation that'll go directly to the shelter. And coming on Friday, May the 8th, by popular demand, is the annual Romulus Animal Shelter fundraiser. And the mayor, again, Mayor Burkhoff is kind enough, he's going to pay for the pizza and the snacks. And beginning this Wednesday, if you care to get involved, there'll be a sheet at the front desk of the Romulus lanes, and you can sign up. I'm looking for people that want to donate gifts and prizes. And again, I got to thank the bowling alley, because they don't take 10 cents for this event, and it's one of our biggest fundraisers, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Okay.
There's no more new business. Number 10 is communication.
Mr.
Yes, Ms.
President.
Roscoe?
I know we're not thinking about getting out and playing baseball with all the snow we have, but Romulus Little League registration has begun the last couple weekends. Last weekend to register currently is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, February 13th and 14th, and they're doing that at the Recreation Department at the RAC, Romulus Athletic Club. On Friday night, it's going to be from 6 to 8, and on Saturday, it's from 11 to 2. If you need more information, you can call 734-913-9646, or you can email romuluslittleLeague@ymail.com.
Yes, Miss,
Okay.
Miss Stacy? Stacy, Miss Page.
I'd like to remind everyone that the Romulus Citywide Garage and Yard Sale is coming up. That's Thursday, May 14th, Friday, May 15th, Saturday, May 16th, and Sunday, May 17th. It is free. Please register in the city clerk's office by May 1st to be included in the newspaper publication. That's where they list all the addresses. The good news is that means spring will be here shortly, so mark your calendar.
Right,
Thank you.
Ms. Makowski?
Okay, I have some announcements from the library. And, well, following along with the fact that it's Black History Month, on February 17th, the library will have a program on Feb 17, 6 p.m. Their program is with Nankin Mills and talking about the Underground Railroad. And as you're probably aware, Romulus featured on the Underground Railroad, so that's great. So that's one of the programs. Also, the federal, I'm sorry about this, but the federal and Michigan tax forms are available for free at the library. The usual suspects, the 1040s, et cetera. So feel free to drop by and pick those up. They have a training class. Now, you might think a library is just about hard books and hard paper, but that's not true. We've got electronic magazines and electronic books, and we've got a class being held Saturday, February 14th from 9 to 11 a.m., and that is to show you how to download ebooks. You can do it on a Kindle or a Nook. Bring those applications or even a smartphone. We can show you how to do that as well. Please come in. You can call the library at 942-7589 to register. We've also, two more, we've got a new library website, so please take a look at it. I think it makes it easier to find those electronic resources and databases that are available. And then lastly, the second Monday, we have a book club there, and the book for March is called The Body in the Library by Agatha Christie, a classic. So if you need a copy, if you don't happen to have a copy, call the library and they'll get you one. So it's the second Monday in March. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Makowski. Mr. Wadsworth?
John, just one more thing, and this is to Mayor Burkhoff. First of all, I can't thank you enough for the recreation and the parks that you brought back, but recently, I got a call from somebody that wanted to register for an event, and I sent them over to the RAC. I understand that they're not at the RAC, they're in this building. I mean,
Yes. If you recall, in the old days, they used to rent a space, and we had a full-blown department at the front desk, just next to the front desk of the RAC. When we did some changing here at City Hall, where the assessor used to be downstairs,
Okay.
that's where Tanya is. So she's
we
actually
haven't thought
down.
about putting them back at the RAC more
Well, the recreation programs that Tanya running, some are in the schools, some are here, so they're not necessarily all the RAC building related, but that's kind of why she was here, where the resources were. But the space that is available at the RAC building is much larger
Too big,
than what we need.
well,
Yeah.
okay. All right, fine.
But that's kind of what we did. What we did with the
So if
assessor-
somebody wants to register, they should come to City Hall.
Correct, downstairs,
Very good.
or just come to the mayor's office. We actually have information at the mayor's office as well. So
right.
we'd be happy to help people out, and we've had actually a lot of interest in the recreation program, so
We have,
thanks for sending them our way, we appreciate that.
I sent them to the wrong building to start on.
That's okay. They got a chance to see the
Good
beautiful
recreation,
rack.
Yeah.
walking somewhere else.
Thank you.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I just want to wish our treasurer a happy birthday. It's on the 14th, Stacy? 14th?
That's in about 5 months from now.
Yeah, how are you?
Nothing wrong with an early one.
Okay. How are you, 16, 17? Oh, don't never ask the lady that. Never ask the lady her age. Okay.
That's right, or her weight.
Sylvia's coming up, though. Happy birthday, Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh.
Once was enough,
It's the right
really.
end of the table.
Wait a minute. I got to apologize. Sylvia, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Happy birthday,
No,
Sylvia.
thank you.
Kowski.
Birthday's in April, John.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. Okay, hurry up, Spring, and get here.
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Braggs.
If I can, Mr. Chair, I'd like to wish my husband a happy birthday. His birthday is Friday, February 13th, so Friday the 13th.
Happy
So,
birthday,
happy
Stan.
birthday,
Birthday, Stan.
Stan. Great.
Standing there. Mr. Milkowski.
I better tell my son Shaylin Mikowski a happy birthday also. It was
Happy
last
birthday,
week,
Shaylin.
but happy birthday, honey.
Again, happy birthday, Ms. Milkowski.
Thank you.
Gee, okay.
Is there any more communication? If not, number 11 for approval is warrant 15-03.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Cho.
I'd like to, make a motion that we approve warrant 15-03 in the following amounts. General Operating Fund, $355,439.54. Major Street Fund, $125,437.90. Local Street Fund is $24,086.04. Cable TV is $8.45. Street lighting, $43,890.27. Sanitation Fund, $2,364.34. Community Development Block Grant is $6.50. 911 is $2,549.21. Law Enforcement, $118.45. Narcotics Enforcement Fund, $10,314.38. DDA is $6.83. Tifa District Number 2 is $15.12. Water and Sewer, $136,119.39. The Motor Vehicle Fund is $18,056.01. Technology Services, $11,671.92. Retirees Insurance Benefits, $202,175.35. The revolving fund is $577.50. Payroll fund, $204,544.63 for a grand total of $1,137,381.83.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Cho, supported by Ms. Makowski, to pay warrant number 15-03 for $1,137,381.83. Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Warrant number 15-03 will be paid.
Number 12, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Cho?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned.
Yes.
Thank you.